Birdman's Godson just sat down for an interview that is sending shockwaves in the industry, confirming he was literally inches away from losing his life. This man was on life support after being betrayed by NBA YoungBoy's Entourage. He broke everything down with 607 Unc, explaining how he first met YoungBoy years ago and how they immediately clicked. But things went south because of a mistake a lot of people make when they get around a celebrity or a powerful new friend group. And that one mistake almost put him in the ground. Looking back, these two started building a genuine rapport around 2017 or 2018, and everything seemed solid until around 2020. But the unfortunate chain of events that followed all started because of one major street rule that got broken. You cannot mix your friend groups. He admitted that back then he didn't know what he knows now. In the streets, there comes a point where a shooter feels like he needs shooters of his own around him. So he brought some of his people from his city into the mix. He told his guys to go pick up OG3. Just a simple favor, just escort him to Baton Rouge. He didn't tell them to go hang out on the block or try to flex on YoungBoy's crew in any way.
So if we're taking it back, you guys will start building a rapport back in 2017, 2018. Up until 2020, what would lead up to the unfortunate chain of events to where you and YB would be at odds?
I'm gonna put it like this, man. What I didn't know and what I know now is you can't mix your friends. Like, you can't mix your friends. And when I say mix your friends, and that's what I did, you know, like it became like, you know, you ever heard the shooter need a shooter? It get to the point of shooter need a shooter. That's how they get, like, it get that serious in the field, like the shooter need. So it's to the point, I need me an entourage. You know, like it's for real, like this going on. So I need me an entourage, and me getting some of my little partners out of the city, it just ain't work, you know. I told, you know, I tell my little partners to go pick up three. Just go pick up three, bring them to Baton Rouge. I ain't telling them to go hang on no block. I ain't telling them to go thug on no YB. Y'all don't even know YB. Y'all don't know. Y'all know three because I have y'all around three all the time. But I ain't tell y'all none of that, but drop three off and come back to that city. Y'all dudes that hang around these dudes and get into it with my partners. With, you know, so my partners and my partners, so two sets of partners that bumped heads, put me in the middle of some shit. Knowing how I'm rocking behind my partners, like YB knowing how loyal you get. Like, I'm so loyal, brother, like it ain't nothing I wouldn't do for my nigga. I'm one of them partners, like if I could try to de-escalate, I'm a de-escalator, but I ain't thinking I'm gonna sit here and feel like just me coming and trying to de-escalate something, they felt like I picked a side.
He just wanted them to drop OG3 off and head straight back home. But instead, his friends started building their own separate relationships with YoungBoy and OG3 completely behind his back. They were pulling up to hang out without him even knowing it was happening. When a conflict eventually broke out between his old friends and his new celebrity circle, he found himself stuck directly in the middle. By nature, he's a loyal person and someone who tries to de-escalate situations. He tried to figure out what was actually going on and smooth the tension over, but in that world, being on high alert at all times is the default setting. YoungBoy's crew interpreted him asking too many questions as him choosing a side. That's when the backdoor activity started.
What happened that day, all I know is, man, my partners them called me, you know, one of my partners f***ed up, you know what I'm saying? One of my partners. So I'm calling just like that. It's like woo woo woo. He telling me who all was out there when
what
it
you mean,
happened.
like beat up?
Yeah, like
why beat and jumped on him?
Yeah, jumped on me. It's some more shit happened, but I can't really get into that. But yeah, it's some more shit. Shit really had him thinking like, man, Beezer gonna try to kill me. So we gotta fuck him up.
So YB thought you was gonna try to kill him?
Thought I was gonna try to knock him off.
So is that
off
what
the strength of me just coming and just like trying to just figure out what the fuck happened between you and my partner, you know, with my little smackers.
Right.
Okay.
You know.
So is that what led up to the studio incident?
Yeah, basically played. It was like, man, come to, you know, like, yeah, come do some music.
They tricked you to the studio.
I ain't even know having no animosity more with me, cause we still was Josen. We still was, you know, everything, the whole 9 yards, like still on FaceTime calling each other, stack some money like this, yeah. Me three and all us, like we.
So y'all still was cool.
They were playing me close.
Playing you close. They called.
But one thing I gotta say about the home, if he feel like he could get you on your, gonna stand on that business right then and now. But they knew, like me, you gotta play me close. I'm a gang, like you gotta play me, you gotta get me in a, you got to, and like I ain't really see, I was so loyal loyalty I have blindsided me from what was really going around me. Shit was in my face and I ain't even see it. Like I told you, I was still around months before later. Shit was in my face, I just ain't see it.
They began keeping him close, making him feel like everything was still good between them while they were quietly setting a trap. He was still on FaceTime with them, looking at stacks of money, genuinely believing everything was fine. He never saw it coming because his loyalty blinded him to what was actually being planned. He's Birdman's godson. He considers Birdman an uncle, so he assumed that bond would be respected by everyone around YoungBoy. He figured that whatever his friends had done on their own had nothing to do with him personally. Then came the invitation to the studio. OG hit him up, and he headed over thinking they were going to work on music. When he arrived, YoungBoy wasn't there yet, but a specific member of the Entourage was, and this was the one person he actually had a real issue with. He felt that particular individual was responsible for starting the original drama and had even told him directly that when he saw him, he was going to slap him. So when he walked in and saw him standing there, he went straight for him. He thought it was going to be a one-on-one situation, but the moment he made his move, the trap snapped shut. People started coming out of closets, out of back rooms, from everywhere. It was a complete setup from the start. He says they didn't even use their fists. They pistol whipped him so severely that he lost consciousness.
Tell me what made the first shot get thrown? What made it like, what was
That's why I was getting back to.
Right, yeah, let's go to
Why
it.
I felt like I picked a side. I told Scully, when I see you, I'm gonna smack the fuck out you. So when I went in that studio, I went straight at Scully's neck.
So you did it?
Nah, YB wasn't there, nobody wasn't there just yet. I went at Scully like man, I was just like, man, straight up like, man, what's up with you, bitch? Like, what's up? Scully like, man, I don't want to talk to you, man. I don't want to talk to you, this, that, and the third, man. We ain't got nothing to talk about. Like, bitch, you already like, you lame as a
Right.
So Scully basically, he went walk to the back. He kept on pacing back and forth, walking to the back into that third. He called me to the back. I should have peeped the play. Nigga called, and yeah, bro. And that's how this shit happened.
So basically, when the shot's thrown, when you getting hit, you in a fight. Do you remember you in the fight, or do you go unconscious?
Already out, man. I ain't gonna even lie, man. Whole thing I went on life support, man. Raw me out. I don't want to see no name, cause like I said, I was like Tupac, so I couldn't tell you who was hitting me with them bitches. Man, I was getting pistol whooped. Man, I was getting pistol whooped. So, and everybody be around it like, man, yeah, them beat your ass and ain't whoop me with no fist. Ain't whoop me. If I smack you with a gun right now, multiple times, how many blows to the head you think you could get before your brain, for you?
Right.
Man, come on,
That's
man.
a lot.
Nigga making fun like, oh yeah, like I didn't got jumped multiple times, but I'm a street. I didn't got jumped. Ain't no I would put their fist in and put me on life support. Like,
Right.
so we can just that right now. We gonna stop
Right.
that room. Like, ain't just jump me, put feet and hands on me.
Right.
No, man.
How long was you on life support?
I was on life support for 7 days.
7 days.
And I was in the hospital for 12 days. I had to learn how to walk and talk again. And one of my eyes was blind, my side, because that was just from the brain. From the brain, you control everything. So
He spent 7 days on life support and 12 days total in the hospital. The brain trauma was so severe that he literally had to relearn how to walk and talk again. He was even temporarily blind in one eye because the brain controls everything, and his was essentially shutting down. And you have to ask yourself, those old friends he was being loyal to, the ones he took that brutal beating trying to protect, were they out there riding for him while he was fighting for his life? Probably not. But the story gets even more layered when you look at Birdman's reaction. You would think an uncle figure would step in and handle things, get YoungBoy in a room and settle the score on behalf of his godson. At first, Birdman did FaceTime him while he was in the hospital, acting like he was fully in his corner because they're family. But then, the energy shifted completely. Birdman eventually stopped speaking to him altogether. The reason? His godson went to social media to tell his story publicly, and to Birdman, who was operated by street codes for over 40 years, taking street business to the internet is the equivalent of talking to the police. In his eyes, his godson went out bad by not keeping the situation off social media and in the streets where it belonged. When they crossed paths later at a gathering in New Orleans, Birdman wouldn't even acknowledge him, telling him directly, "You did me bad."
I had everything.
Right. Well, so you was in the hospital, and this is the time we're gonna go back to Birdman. This is the time where you talked to Birdman. Did you?
Yeah, Bird came on FaceTime. He actually came with YB manager with Fee Banks.
Right.
Yeah, with Fee.
Right, and that's the situation. Now, Birdman was pretty like, man, YB, this happened to you. I'm riding with you because you family.
Man, yeah.
But then what changed Birdman, man?
Everybody try to see like, oh, it was because of the Street Juice interview I did. Cause Bird really just one of them who just like, all right, and I understand him. And a lot of times you're right, like, all right, if it's a gangster situation, we're gonna keep it in the streets. See what I'm saying? And he right with a lot of that's the laws we grew up on. And I ain't bothered by them laws. So I feel like he turned his back
so he
on.
told you supposed to keep it in the streets. He did tell you that. You did have a conversation with him about it.
Know who he is. We ain't talk. That's what I'm telling you, OG. After I got all like, man, that nigga ain't reach out to me, man. I was at the Hot Boy reunion tour in New Orleans. I walked up on him and everything. That nigga told me, not right now. Never. I can't tell you, man. You did me bad. That nigga told me we gonna talk. That what he.
So now this man is left with broken bones, permanent brain trauma, and has been cut off by his only real connection to the industry. He lost everything trying to stay loyal to both sides. And it really makes you think, if you got done that dirty, put on life support by people you called brothers, are you keeping it gangster and staying quiet? Or are you heading straight to a civil attorney and letting the courts handle it? Let me know what you think about how Birdman handled this situation in the comments below.